How are you, my dear JD? How are you, Kibada? Kiba. Yes. Thank you so much. How are you doing, my dear? Good morning, JD. Back. No, this is good afternoon now. Good afternoon, my dear JD. How are you doing? How are you doing there? Thank you so much for the first like. How are you doing? Thank you so much for coming. Christine, thank you so much for coming. How are you doing? So much for coming. How are you doing? Yes, I too am doing well. I'm doing very well. I thank God. I'm doing great. Thank you, Christine. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. And what is the topic of the day? Wow, Christine, that is a very, very good question. The topic of the day is about the resources that we should provide for our children at 0 to 2 years old. The resources that we should give or we should provide to our children from 0 to 2 years old, so that they can be able to develop their intellectual or cognitive uh, skills, so that they can be able to develop their intellectual ability. So that is our day. That is what we are going to talk about. Yes, that is so interesting. Yes, I pray that it is going to be interesting to send to our viewers this morning. So thank you so much and welcome to our thank you, wow, Christine, thank you so much. I hope and I hope that it is going to be very interesting. And also I hope that people are going to contribute to it. So welcome so much, Christine. And let's hope that it is going to be so interesting to our viewers, even to others who are willing to hear it. So that is it. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. Thank you so much, Christine, for coming. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Christian, for coming. Thank you so much. So guys, in today's video, we are going. Yesterday we talked about the sensory motor stage, where we are talking about um, how we are talking about the stages of cognitive development, how we are supposed to, and we said that this is a stage from 0 to 2 years, and we say that in this stage it is very, very important. It is a foundation stage where a child learns about the world surrounding him or her through senses. And so we say that this stage is very crucial, is very important, because this is the time that the child is starting to develop. The child is trying to earn, the knowledge, to build the knowledge, a new knowledge on top of what the child has had. And we say that during this period, the children learns about the world using their senses to interact with their surroundings. They use senses to interact with their surroundings. And we say they touch things, they lick them, bang them together. And when they bang them together, they feel happy, wow, with joy, and then they put them into their mouths, they enjoy, they also begin to develop fine motor skills. So we are saying that during this time, the children, they learn about object permanency. They learn about object permanency. And in this case, today we are going to learn to know what kind of activities or what kind of resources, human resources and material resources, we should provide to the children so that they can be able to develop this ability. They can be able to develop the cognitive ability. We said that at this age, they learn for example, from 0 to 2 years to 0 to 4 years. This is the time the children are trying to learn to grab things, to hold things. This is a stage. And we say that the development milestone, the object permanency, is a development milestone and is a primary goal of the sensory motor stage. It's your child's ability to understand that objects and people continue to exist even when they can't see them. And so, when the child realizes that things and people, objects, people and things exist even when they are not present. So, what should we give our children? What activities should we give? What should we give? What activities should we try to help with should we provide to our children during this sensory motor stage? The first one is we should play have playtime. We play time with them. Like now, if it is hide and seek game, we play with them. Playing with the children or playtime helps you bond with the children. It helps us to bond with our children while also supporting their healthy cognition growth. Meaning, this one, playtime with the children, it can help us, especially when we are playing hide and seek game. This one help us in the object permanency. Hide and seek game is very important to the children because, like now, when you cover your child with a towel, the child will try to remove it, pull it, so that he or she can be able to see you. He or she is able to start to see you. And also, if it is tactile, touching play, touching, you should, the child, you can provide the child with things to play like balls, soft things, and sometimes hard things to play with, and they should be of different colors. They should be of different colors. So it is really important. For example, objects to manipulate, interact with. Object to to manipulate and interact with, especially for object permanency. This will help them to an object permanency provide the child with as many objects as possible that can help them um, develop their senses, the touch, the senses to see, the sense hearing, manipulating, help stimulate their cognitive development, their intellectual development. And also, if it is, it helps to give to provide opportunities for movement and exploration. Provide the child with a space, safe spaces for them to grow, work, and explore. Help support their cognitive development, especially when in those areas where there are no space. Children cannot grow, children cannot walk, children cannot even be able to explore. If you minimize the space for the children, it will not be possible for them to explore. It will not be possible for them to learn the surrounding. The safe place where children can explore is very, very important. Thank you so much, Crossdale. Thank you so much, Priscilla. Empathy. Thank you so much, Victoria. Thank you so much for coming. Sharon, thank you so much for coming. Alice, greetings from Crossdale. Laura, thank you so much for coming. Jerry Kimani, thank you so much for coming. Yes. Jonjo, thank you so much for coming. Henry, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. 5 million people in the house. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you so much for staying around. Thank you, guys. So, I'm sorry, the hour wasn't good for me because I had to go and attend something urgently. And Maura, thank you so much for coming. And Maura Raid, thank you. The host will be here shortly. Thank you so much. And Maura Raid, thank you guys for coming. I was away for an urgency, but thank you so. I really appreciate you guys for that, for your patience. This hour for me is a bit hectic, and for your patience, guys, I really appreciate and thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I start with the topic that I was to give, because for those who weren't there, and it was about the materials or resources that we should provide to our children when they are young. The materials that we should provide to our children when they are at 0 to 2 years, because we said that this time is very important and very essential, because it makes or it forms the foundation of the children. And at this time, when their senses are not well developed, when the children's senses are not developed, they are not going to be able to grow well intellectually. So we say that this empathy trophy. Thank you so much, empathy. We said that this stage of life is very essential. And so, what type of resources should parents provide for their babies, their children, when they are at this age? The first place, we said that these children needs for them to learn about objects permanency, or object permanency. They should be provided with objects that they are going to manipulate and interact with. The children at sensorimotor stage should be provided with materials that they are going to manipulate, because during this time they are supposed to interact with the world around them, and they are supposed to develop develop their senses. So when you provide with the varieties of objects like toys and objects that they can touch, like now, we said the other day, Jerry, thank you so much for coming. And Jerry, you can, because I know you have an experience in this, especially during this in Europe. The materials or resources that parents should provide their children with, especially when they are in the first stage of their lives, so that from 0 to 2 years, so that they can be able to develop their sensory, they can be able to develop their cognitive ability, to develop their cognitive ability, because we are talking about cognitive development in children, especially during in their growth, because this is this factor or this aspect is the one that matters a lot in the children's in my children's learning ability. Without this, let me put this one in the tangent. Without this factor being well developed, we see that the children kind of delay in their development. Thank you so much, Hams, for staying. I can see you, Hams, you are present. So these the materials that we should provide our children with during this period is very, very much important, because this one they will help their child develop their senses, because we say that also that during this stage children learn through senses. The senses are very active, but we come back, my love, having a little rest. Wow, thank you so much. I'm so happy that you have rested. So what we are saying that during this time the children learn mostly or throughout the stage through the senses: touching, hearing, smelling, tasting, and what else? Touching, hearing, seeing, and hearing, and what else? Yes, they are the five senses. So how are we supposed to help our children during this period? First, we say that playing with the child is very important. When the mother is breastfeeding, she is supposed to play with the child very nicely to make the child feel the presence of the mother. Playing with the child is the activities or playing roles or playing activities are very, very important during this time. When the mother is breastfeeding, let that contact be very, very, very useful, or that contact is very, very useful to the child, because that child is really developing the sense of seeing, the sense of seeing. And the other thing is that when the mother allows the child to touch, mostly when we see that when the child wants to touch something, we see the mother's not refuses the child. No, this is also the time that the child is, for example, we say that the child holds the finger of the mother, manipulates the finger, and see. So that time is the time that, also that the child is trying to develop or to feel that sense of touch. So in that case, objects that helps that the child can manipulate are very, very important to the kid. And the other one is that when the child is when the child is continuing growing, the mother should allow the child to touch things. For example, if it is water, let the child touch the water, or play with the water even when they are bathing, or even making doves. Whatever the mother is using, he should help the child to touch, so that she can be able to develop the sense of touch. And the other thing is that because we know that during this stage, we have the children like movements. The mother should provide a very safe space where the child can be able to make movements. He or she should. Goga, thank you so much. Mima, uko wapi tuende space. Goga, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much, guys. We are talking about stage to stage milestone. And yesterday, for those who aren't here, I was talking about the stages of growth or human development, and this in the aspect of cognitive or intellectual development in children from 0 to 2 years. And we say that mostly these children in this stage, which is called sensory motor stage, the children learn mostly using senses. And we said that they learn about the world around them or the surrounding through the senses. And in that case, thank you so much, Jerry. And in that case, it is very, very important to develop to help them or to provide the materials or resources that would help the children. Welcome, Alice Bush duties, but here. Thank you so much, Goga, for the support. Thank you, thank you. And guys, please contribute in that, because mostly those for those people who have mothers, they can tell us their experiences when they are in their bringing up of their children. So we say that it is very much important. This change is very, very vital in the development of cognitive ability of the children. And today we are talking about these resources. Mostly, for example, those children who are living in urban areas, most of them, they have opportunities to have varieties of objects or materials that they can help our children develop this factor, the cognitive the cognitive ability. But in most, like those who, like some of us, like I, who grew in a village, my so the objects that I was having to manipulate was the, what do we call it, some baskets for picking tea. I didn't have many of opportunities, or maybe we didn't have value. Finish tomorrow. Thank you so much, Goga and Anauda. Anauda, buy me coffee. Okay. That's so good. So for those people who are living in the rural areas like me, the only opportunities we were having, or the objects that we were having, and in those times we didn't even know what they are for. We were using trees, sticks, jembes, focus jembes, cups, or what was available. But we didn't know that they can be useful to play with. And even when the parents would see us picking things, they would tell, "Don't take that one. It is not good. Don't play with that one." Oh my goodness. And if you destroy something, oof. But in today's world, the children these things are very, very important. The objects or the materials that we provide to your children are very, very important, because in their learning and development, because this aspect, cognitive aspect, is very, very vital to our children. It is the one that carries the child's life. And if we do not develop this aspect, cognitive aspect, my goodness, our lives becomes a bit poor. Our children's life, our children's ability becomes poor. So we are saying that during this change, especially, the children should be provided with materials that they can be able to manipulate. Goga, greetings from Cordell. We are saying that our children should be provided with materials that they can be able to manipulate, so that they can be able to develop through host. Yes, thank you so much. So that they can be able to develop their senses fully. And as we say that, as I have said, from 0 to 1 month, when the child is suckling and looking at the mother, cross there, high from Goga. When the child is suckling and looking to at the mother and holding the breast, that time the child is developing the manipulation and the sense of touch and the sense of seeing. which is very, very important. Let the child touch you, let the child look at things so that that touch can be able to go developing. And then when it comes to the stage, to the 1 month, I mean, the stage of one or the sub period of 1 to 4 months, the child is still is suckering the figures or whatever the child gets, she or he puts in the mouth. Why? Because I'm telling you, Goga anasema umefinya sakayo. This time the child takes things into the mouth. Why? Because one, this is the period of object permanency. Things are there. Whatever the child takes goes to the mouth. Why? Because of sense of taste. The child want to and you see that every thing that the child takes is to remember. I remember my daughter had a speech issue, but taking the right precautions, my daughter was able to talk after she was 4 years. Oh my, the sadness I had having a child who cannot talk. Jerry, I'm telling you, this is another thing. Language. Again, oh my goodness, I have a phone. Oh, oh my goodness, guys, wait a minute. Thank you so much. So we are well, Jerry. This issue, let me tell you what it is. This is the ability of language, and one thing during this time of 0 to 2 years, language development is very, very much important, especially in the development of cognitive. It is a factor. And you know that when the child is 0 to 2 years, the vocabularies of this child should be about maybe more than 50%. The child should be able to talk 50 words. Thanks God she stopped. My friend's son has never. That is what I'm telling you. It is really, really important. This aspect of language development is very, very important. Why? Because this is what you tell the child. The child should keep on increasing in vocabularies, and the materials that we are using. The materials that we are providing our children with should help our children in the language and communication. Oh yes, because we used to talk to her in three. That is it. Okay. Yes, three languages. It is also difficult. One thing is, how are you correcting this child when he is using ta 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 ta, and maybe you are using ta 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 in Polish, ta 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 in Kikuyu, ta 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 in English, ta ta. And the child, when you correct the child doesn't know what language. I think it is really important for the child, the first language, which is the mother tongue, the mother tongue. Which one? Which is the first language of that child? And that is the very, very important, the very, very crucial language that is going to help the child develop the communication language and communication ability. The mother tongue. And how when the child is speaking, how are you correcting this child? Because when the child say ta 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 ta, and then the mother responds ta 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 ta, or the caretaker ta 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 ta, the child will not know what is ta 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 ta. So if the child is saying ta ta, yes, she spoke Chinese. Sorry, I'm laughing, but but if the child responds ta ta, and you respond tata, baba, father, papa. Now, when you say the words, you respond to that, or you say the words correctly, that child is going to keep on knowing that this is how it is supposed to be collected. So the vocabularies of the child between 0 to 2 years are very, very important. So yesterday we were talking about this. So tell the child, if it is tata, if it is mama, no is mama, is mama, then the child will go on collecting the errors. The child is going to, if you put for example, if you buy the objects that talks, like toys, talking toys, hello, how are you, good morning, the child will go on knowing that will be able to know where to place and say good morning. Wherever the child places this button, she or he knows that it is going to talk. And the hearing sense is going to develop. The child is manipulating no, we never responded with her Chinese, but I think it was brain thing. We always told normal her, but it had to go to speech therapist. But sometimes, yes, that is good, Jerry. That is very good. When you're able to talk to the child, and you find that is the age, that is the time you go noticing the problems. If the child has a disability, especially during this time when the child is growing, when you're providing the child with all the materials that are needed, or not all, but the materials that she or he is supposed to manipulate because of the senses of hands, the materials that she is going to taste. That is why you see the child is putting everything in the mouth, everything in the mouth. The child is able to know what tastes good and what does not taste good, because the tongue can tell the acidic thing, the sweet thing, the salt thing, all that. And then if it is smelling, the child is also developing this, but mostly there's listening sense and the manipulating. When the child has an object that she is able to manipulate and talk, for example, phone. This phone object, the child is able to talk with using these ones. Press the button and they say good morning. Press the button, hello. Press the button, like that. The child is able to develop the language and the communication skills. And we say that In that way, the child is able to interact, and to communicate. So the child is not only manipulating, but also it is the child is also, yes, talking to them normally helps very much, very, very much. Talking to the child helps a lot. Talk the child correctly, play with the child, do hide and seek games, appreciate or cheer when the child has done good, clap for that child, so that the child will be able to differentiate, to go on developing the cognitive ability. The other thing is, when the child, especially when I said yesterday, the other resources is that the person that the child is interacting with, caregivers, or we call them house managers. These house managers, what language do they talk to the children? How do they pronounce them? How do they support our children in developing this skill? Because they matter a lot. They matter a lot to our children. If you don't teach them, they are our resources. If you don't teach them how to support our children at this age, oh my dear ones, our children are not going to develop. Okay, what they only know that it is the children should develop only physically. When the child cries, the child the child, the house girl doesn't know. Although I still see with my daughter, she takes time to process what you are saying to her, and takes time to respond to. But the speech therapist said that should not be an issue. Yeah, well, Jerry, I think it is also good to work on it. Provide resources. Her brain is weird differently. That is the issue. Maybe it can be memory or something, but provide the child with the resources that you see that can be helpful. We are going to come to what age is your child, Jerry? Because we are going to come to that. On the other hand, as we on the language and communication, it is very, very important at this age, 0 to 2, to read books, read storybooks with pictures. Let the child, that time the child beat the book, thinking that it is the animal, or when he sees an elephant or a person, or she thinking that the person is going to respond, but you can respond to on that. Priscilla, blessings from Anwajiko. So I'm saying, here I used to see that when the mothers are bringing their children to school, they go giving them stories. And I say, my goodness, what a good idea. So the child growing, knowing, hearing storybooks, hearing stories, singing, and engaging in conversation. The children, yes, Alice, but all the specialists have said there are people like that in the world. The process is in the brain and can take time, but she talks normal once she starts talking. Yeah. That one, we are going to talk about that one, Jerry. Yes, Jerry, we are going to talk about that one later on. So, giving stories, because we are talking to the children. My grandson always repeats what you ask him. Yeah, and yes, that repetition, that repetition helps to build the communication skills, helps to build to build the vocabularies. So when you let when the child talks, and then you repeat also what the child has said correctly, that one, it will help a lot. It helps a lot. And or does what you are saying, or pray with them, throw the ball to you, like, don't do this. He will ask you, don't do that. Then, Priscilla, go one step further and ask what, so that if the child want to communicate. And so that communication, that conversation that you're having with your child, with your grandson, is very, very important. Go ahead, Priscilla, and ask the child, create, or yes, create the conversation, make the conversation flow. Don't do this. What? Why? So that the child can be able, or you yourself, you can say, don't do it because it is bad. No, don't do it because it is bad, or don't do it because so you create you bring another vocabulary to the child. I feel, thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for the like. So what you are saying, Priscilla, just let the conversation flow. Create another vocabulary for your child, and that will really help the child to grow in vocabularies and in the conversation, and the child is going to develop this ability. So I like that, Priscilla, what you're saying. When engaging your child in the conversation, and you are able to let the conversation flow, building bringing new vocabularies to the child. So, and that is why you find that your child, because he wants to know, he's exploring the world allowed him or her, he's going to learn to get more knowledge, and the cognitive ability is going to develop. So read books, sing. We did even the scan brain, and everything is intact. Also, these issues can arise to bilingual and multilingual kids, not all, but some. Yes. Jerry, I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. So the resources that are allowed your child are very, very important. The resources. Maybe I can also talk about that one, about maybe yes, the memory also. How are we going to help the child grow, the child's memory grow? Because with my son, he has no issue, and he is multilingual, but just like the sister. Jerry, I'm going to find out, but find out in that, or we are going to talk about this later on. Because I'll be talking later on, I'm going to talk about the special ability aspect. He always repeats what we tell him. Yes, what you say to the child, he's going to repeat. And by the end of the 2 years, you are going to see how many vocabularies the child has built. You are going to see how many vocabularies that child has, because of helping him grow in that help him, and because of engaging him in the conversation, because he is interacting with you. That is the world that is around him. In fact, I want to start a class for him. If he is 2 years, it is good to help him with materials that he can be able to manipulate. Secondly, materials that a space that he's going to move around. We said that the child should be able to reason. The child should be able to make the decision between 0 to 2 years. Yeah, this child should be able to solve, to develop the ability of problem solving. So bring him blocks Bring him materials to do with, let him mix colors, let him uh, provide crayons to the child. Let the child start drawing things that does not let him dirty the book and buy more. Let him break all the toys that you have there, because he has to discover what is there. Provide a safe place where this child can be able to play. Provide a mobile. Provide a mobile with numbers, so that when that child is manipulating that mobile. Greetings to you all in the chat. Thank you so much, Ifin. We are talking about the stages of development. Well, I started yesterday with the stages of development of cognitive development. And today I am talking about the materials that we should provide to our children so that they can be able to develop this ability, especially the children between 0 to 2. Children between 0 to 2 years. What kind of resources should we provide to our children so that they can be able to develop this aspect, that is intellectual aspect? When I see this intellectual aspect, it does not mean that the child was not born with the knowledge according to the theory of Piaget. Piaget said that the child is born, or we are born with knowledge. But what we are supposed to do is to provide a very conducive environment for the child, so that the child can be able to develop that knowledge, to add or to acquire knowledge through the interaction of the world that is surrounding him or her. So the resources are very, very, very important. These resources, learning resources. That is why you see, like now in Europe, for a child to be able to know how to ride a bicycle, the child is bought a small bike that he is controlling it himself. Then after 2 years, he's bought a big one. If the same case applies to the cars, to the trains, to the books, my goodness. So these resources, they are going to help to develop their senses. And the other one, the other aspect, the other thing is that we should be able to help our children grow in is sensory experiences. And this is where we are supposed to help the child play with different objects of different textures. Objects with different textures, so that the child can be able to know, this is soft, this is hard, this is like now when the mother is making a dough, give a piece of dough to the child, let the child see the difference between the dough and the dry ugali and a dry ugali. Let the child differentiate between the two, a soft dough and a dry ugali. Which one is hard, and ask the child which one is hard, which one is soft, so that the child can be able to differentiate the texture. Also, let the child have different sounds, objects with different sound, or let the child manipulate objects with different sounds, so that the child can be able to differentiate these sounds. Which one is louder, which one is soft? Let the child put on the radio, so that the child can be able to tell which one is louder and which one is soft. So that even when you are shouting, the child will tell you, "Oh, mom, you are shouting." The thing I love about Europe, they take things matters very, very, very much about over offered all resources to help them. Yes, I'm telling you, if you come to the kindergarten, 0 to 2 years old children in Europe, the kind of resources that are there, I'm telling you, you think that you think it is a hall or it is a store. Because even in their homes, you find that their rooms, they tell us, my room is full of toys, my room is full of books. You can imagine a child or a small child having blocks and blocks and blocks of materials, of different materials, so to help this child run. So what you are saying, let the child mix colors. Let the child use different coloring materials so that they can be able to to get to know which color is this, which color is this, is this, or which color is dark, which color is bright. All these materials that will help the child develop all the senses. Oh yes, I still have those blocks. Yeah, not ready to don't let them go. Don't let them go. But also it depends with the age. Jerry, it depends with the age. You can even have parcels. And my daughter is 13 now. We are going to talk about that 13 age. We are going to talk about that 13 age. Why what how is the child developing in the teen? We have that stage, which the our friend call it our friend call this stage, it is called formal operational stage. Jerry, that your daughter now is at formal operational stage, and this stage, the child is able to make hypothesis. This one is this is the thing that your child, we have special memories with these frogs. Yes. These are, yes, Jerry. I think you're supposed to come and share with this, to share with us your experience with these broths. Yes. This is very. Thank you so much, Lady J. Lady J. I can see you. You are most welcome. You are most welcome. Thank you so much. By the way, guys, don't forget to like. Don't forget to like, and leave a comment. If you like what we are talking, if you like what we are talking, please leave a comment, so that you can help me continue tomorrow with this. We are talking about this thing, which is very important. This is the foundation stone. If you don't lay this foundation well, if you don't develop this aspect in this age, your child will be having a drawback. This stage is very important, where we develop the senses. We say that this sensorimotor stage is where a child develops knowledge from by interacting with the surrounding, the world around the child. And this is the stage where the senses start developing. When the child develops the senses, all the senses, the sense of touch, the sense of taste, the sense of hearing, the sense of smelling, and the sense of seeing, these ones, they are very vital in the cognitive development of the child. So, provide materials that will help the child to manipulate, interact, and get knowledge. The child will be knowing, why do I put the blocks on top of the other one and fall? The child continue putting them. The child build a house with those blocks. The child is able to say, This one is small, this one is big. Yes, Alice. Now she's a big. She's big. She prepares dinner for us. Yes, yes. Actually, I do not prepare dinner for anyone. They do it. I decided to choose that road because kids nowadays cannot do even simple. Yes, Jerry, you are doing well. You are doing well. And even you leave them to make a decision. What are we going to do to it today? Let them decide what they are going to cook. Because your girl is at 13. She should even your boy, decision making. Mom, I want to cook this. Yes, go ahead, cook it. You will be there to just be there to assist. Let even to make hypothesis. What do we call them? To know if I put this amount of water in this one, what will be the result, or what? Let the girl be independent in cooking. In Europe, most of the children don't know how to cook. Even not even to cook Majeri. Some don't know how to tie their shoelaces. So they are provided with materials that they can be able to learn how to tie their shoelaces. So what do we do? We tell them, go home, make a recipe with your mother, take a video, then come show us, explaining to us how you have all the steps that you have taken to do what you have done. So it is really important. That age of your child, we are going to talk about it. Uh, so what else? What else? Another thing, that we are supposed. Yes, Jerry, you remind me of that, because your child was able to do symbolic play. I'm going to be a mother, and you are going to be the father. You remember that? So the mother is taking care of the doll baby. The baby is called Alice. Alice, don't cry. Alice, you want to eat. You know that role play. It is called symbolic play. Or maybe the child, yeah, I am allowed. Thank you so much, Vicky. Maybe the child want to make. Oh, he is calling the mother. Hello, mama. Uh, Jen, the baby is crying. Come, mom. And you see the child is talking with the doll as it is real. So imagine this LOL place. Sometimes when we were young, they were thinking that they are foolish things that we are doing, but they are very, very much important. Imagine the other day I was in as a substitute. I was in another class, the nursery school class. I could see children LOL playing this. They are cooking, and the phone rings. So you know what? The girl picks the phone, put it where we put in the shoulder, and then between the shoulder and the ear, the girl is talking to somebody, pretending that the girl is talking to somebody, whereas cooking. I said, my goodness, this is incredible. The child talking with the phone and cooking or doing house chores. So these symbolic plays are very, very vital. Play with the child. I remember we used to engage them with their dad on taking responsibility. Yes, taking responsibility. So we gave them points of what they did for a week. The points you have, you get some money. E.g., making your bed was yes. Why, Jerry? Let me tell you, you have taught our class 5. Was it 5? An 8-year-old. They are now 7, 8. Yes, an 8-year-old. I was doing this in last this term. I was doing this, telling them, go and do this, and let your mother evaluate, your parents evaluate. Let them give you points. how I have done 1 week, you do this responsibility and let your parents give you point. How responsible are you? Have you forgotten to do it anytime? That one is very, very good, Jerry, for encouraging your parents, your children to be responsible. That building that responsibility is really, really important, because their children will grow knowing that I am making that one helps so much in making decisions and even solving problems. They don't have to wait for the parents to come and solve problems, simple problems that are there. They can do, because soon they are going to be dependent. We also teach them money comes through hand. Yes. 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 Money comes. How are they going to know that the money is not there? By the way, I really thank God that our children back in Africa knows what it really means to work. Here, I tell the children, Mira, your parents have gone to work so that you can get something to eat in the evening. They say, there's a lot of food in the fridge. They have a lot. Well, they don't know where the food, where they get the money. Let's pray for the parents so that they can be able to get money. No, they have them. So our children back in here in Europe, they are not like ours back in Africa, because in Africa they know where they know what they are. But in Europe, it is a bit that aspect of knowing where things comes from. It's very difficult. It also teaches them money comes from hard work. Yes. Yes. Here they only know that your work is to study. Your work is to study. So how are we going to help our children develop? What kind of materials? What surrounding do we give them? What environment do we give them? Is it an environment or a space where they can be able to learn? Is it an environment where they can be able to develop their abilities, mostly to develop their cognitive abilities, and maybe problem solving, like now what Gary was saying, at 0 to 2 do you think children are able to solve problems? Actually, most kids here now, once they get 16 years, they can work in McDonald's. And I told my kids, once they get 16, they better know they will train in McDonald's. Yes. They think, by the way, no, many wants to become footballistas. Here in where I'm staying, many wants to become footballistas. Studying is nothing for them. Studying is nothing for them. They only need to become stars. I want to become a footballista. I want people to know that I am a protagonist. They don't know. It is like forcing them to study. I'm telling you. I feel sad when I am just there telling people children, or giving them something to sharing my knowledge with them, but for them it doesn't. They have everything, but what happens if they cannot be able to solve their problem? And this is a point. Problem solving skills. How are you going to tell their children that they can solve that problem by themselves? This is by for example, they can, if you provide parcels of different kinds, so that when they struggle putting these blocks of puzzles together, joining them together, seeing where can this parcel fit. Oh my goodness, where can this parcel fit Where can this block enter? So that when they are able to struggle solving these problems, they gain the knowledge, they gain the skill of solving the problem. Because tomorrow, if they are pushed to in a situation, or they find themselves in a situation, how are they going to solve? So when they are struggling to solve problems, they are growing intellectually, they are developing that skill, problem solving ability. So my dear mothers, my dear fathers who are here, we can make that child, we can develop the intellectual skill, not like in our past. Myself, I don't know when I grew knowing how to fix something. Like now, I didn't know how to these puzzles. I found them there. I found them when I was growing. I face saying they can be clerk assistants to a constructing company, law firm, or nursery school here. They are more together in such environment than. But I get your approach. Yes, but now, Ife, you have experience in Germany. How are the children in Germany? Do they know that when they finish school, they can miss work? Do they know where the money comes from in Europe, in Germany? Ife, do the children in Germany knows where the money comes from? Because Jerry is saying on the other side of Poland, they don't know. Alice, not just here, even in Kenya, you find kids who cannot even clean because everyone has adopted Western. Jerry, I think no, those living in Nairobi because they have caregivers. Those living in Nairobi mostly are the ones being affected. But most of those who have lived in rural areas, no, not yeah, in rural areas, they know how they struggle a lot. They struggle a lot in order to, because they know they have to go. Their mother is struggling to educate them. Their mother is struggling to get these resources is difficult. But most of those who are affected are in the western part, in the west. So what we are saying is, how are we supposed to develop these skills? What resources are we providing um, our children with, so that they can be able to develop the cognitive ability in them, this cognitive ability in them. Jerry, I think, yes, I am aware of it, but I choose McDonald. I want them to experience that. Yes, what is there, without having to mention a particular workplace. What is important is getting the kids area enough to know what making and spend money. Exactly, exactly, exactly. And that is why I'm saying we develop this cognitive skill, this cognitive factor, this cognitive aspect, this intellectual aspect in them, so that they can be able to know what is problem solving, what is the communication language that I should use. The language and communication skills, they are very, very important in the child. Otherwise, without this ability, this cognitive ability with our children, we are not able to. They are not able to grow knowing how things are solved. Crosdale, thank you so much. I can see you, Jerry. 100%. Yes, these are very, very vital. These are very, very vital. So that even when you send this child to the McDonald's, the child is going to use the ability well. All the abilities that he or she has, and he's not going to choose the job. How will the child rise from sweeping to being a clerk? How will the child rise from being a clerk to a manager from zero? Derito, thank you so much for coming. And Derito is saying hi to everyone. So, no, from the bottom. It is a bottom up up skill. So we start laying that foundation. We develop that skill from the beginning. The child goes learning stage by stage. That is why we are calling it my stage to stage milestone. And it's what they know Germany offers you practical education that is even allows a secondary school student opportunities to do industry attachment and learning early about managing money. Wow, thank you. That is so good. That is very, very, very good. I like that. I like that. So it is a stage to stage milestone. This is the foundation. The sensorimotor stage, as Piaget calls it in his theory, is very, very important. Once we provide that environment like Germany is doing, and even other countries, especially this one is for all mothers to know that how important it is this aspect, not only the physical, that is feeding the child, feeding the child with all that you can so that we can be able to develop. Emotionally, yes, you can be able, socially, the child, yes, but this cognitive aspect is very, very important, my dear ones. This cognitive aspect is very, very important. Very, very important. I think I came to Europe as a teenager, and these are the odd jobs I did in restaurant and shaped me a lot. So if I choose McNaughton, it's because I know they will run something there and have. Yes, 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 yes. That is. Oh, you're saying you are really correct, Jerry. So that is what there are so many resources that we can provide to our children. There are so many resources, guys, mothers, fathers, provide them. Let's not look at our, like, now. Sometimes you would have you hear a mother telling a child, I even myself I didn't learn. You can stay without them, guys. That child maybe she's the one, or he or she is the one to save your life, to elevate your life one day. Thank you so much for coming. And so we are in another we are in another world, and through the knowledge of your child, through the cognitive aspect of your child, and this does not mean that students do not fall apart. Yeah, they do with drugs, alcohol, and other addictions. Yes, but what do we say? We play our part. Very nice topic. Thank you. Ivan, we play our part. We shape the tree when it is young. We shape the tree when it is young. After that, you, as a parent, you have played your part. Why do you know why they fall apart? Because of the social aspect, the social factor. How was it developed? How was the social factor developed in that child? Maybe let alone we are going to talk about the social development in children. Yes, we are going to talk. Let alone we are going to, for Asana Jerry, we are going to talk about the social development of a child. We say that human development, if I can repeat what I had said, human development depends on these factors: social factor, physical factor, emotional factor, cognitive factor. So each and every factor matters in the life of a child, of a person. And what matters is the environment. In what is important is how it is developed, and the environment in which the child is interacting in, the interaction that the child has in this world that's surrounding him, so that he can be able to develop those factors. I feel, to respond to your question, these days the environment, our society is very, 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 very rotten. It is very, unless the child chooses to not to be influenced by the society. That way, the child will be able to know why the choices that, okay, the decision that the child is going to make will help him or her. But it also depends on how we have been able, the parents have been able to help this child develop these factors. Derito, thank you so much for coming. One day I can see you. Thank you, thank you. How has the child been able to develop these factors in his or her life? How has the child been able to interact with the world around him? Because now, let me tell you one thing. We teach these children. We have them in school. How many hours do we have these children in school? We've got all we are with them only 4 to 5 hours. The rest of the hours are with their parents. How are they shaping them? One day, 99, glad to hear you are good. And yes, it's interesting. It is an interesting one. I love it too. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for loving my topic and even collaborating. I am very, very happy. So, how many hours how many hours do the parents have with their children? Because if I say that we take them to the teachers, the teachers are with them from 8. For example, here in Europe, I don't know about Poland or Germany. Here in Spain, we are with the children only from 8 to 12, 4 hours. Kids behave shaped at home. Then the rest of the time they are with their parents. Yeah, it's true. It's true. So if the mother doesn't, I told my son, if you needed more money at this moment, then we have a big problem. No, Papa, I am content. That made me happy because with 18 he has no money regularly. 18 is a big boy. 18, they here they call here in Europe they still call them children. 18 in our case, even the mother doesn't know where he gets money. So the rest of the hours the child is with the parents. But the environment that the parents provide for their children matters a lot in the development of all these factors. So my dear friends, my dear parents, my dear family, my dear brothers and sisters, the environment. Let us look at the world of interaction of our parents, of our children. What resources are we providing to our parents? Now that we know, it is not like that time. Some of our parents didn't go to school, so they don't know this. Some of our parents we are only centering on putting the bread on the table. They don't know a lot. Even for example, for me, if I get home from school, when I got home from school, I had some job prepared for me. Wash the utensils, look for the firewood, look for the water, go fetch the water, and cook, prepare the dinner, and to get some time to do my homework, it was difficult. And even there wasn't a paraffin at that time. It was difficult. I started traveling when I was very young. So I traveled alone. It really shaped my life. Yes, that is the social part of it, and even the knowledge that you had. Hi, bro, from greetings. The DJ is still in the house, and he's saying hi to Derito. I still believe drugs abuse could also be triggered by issues back home. 90% it also goes back home, not being judgmental, but in most cases back. Yes, there is back home. Let me give you a case, but it is not concerned with the graph. I have a boy in class 3. In class 3, that is, he has 8 years. And he would come and call other children, the ones that, yeah, insulting words. And one day I told him, okay, the others would come and tell me, so and so has said this. And I called the boy. I asked him, where do you learn all this? It is my mother. I mean, it is my father and my sister use them. And I told him, look, why do you? And then you copy from them. Yes, I do copy from them. And you see, because of saying them, you're not going to play football now, or you're not going you're going to take part in physical education. And the boy told, and the boy, and I continue with the discussion. Now, do you see, when you copy something from home and then you come to use it here, the consequences you pay yourself. So you decide whether you're going to repeat them or you're going to stay without physical education. And the boy, after some time, told me, no, I'm going to stop them. I'm not going to say them, and I'm going to listen to them, from the parents, what the parents say. And so you see, that is the environment in which the boy is in. That is the conversation that he gets, or the insulting words, the vocabulary, the insulting vocabularies that the boy gets from home, the environment that is there. So 90% of what goes through our children's mind comes from home. Yes, he is. But there was a discussion about how he tried convincing her mom to put hands in a saving fund of him. When I told him how much money, I told him how much money could make him useless, how more money could make him useless. He said, Papa, I am content. Yes, reasoning. Develop the reasoning capacity, the reasoning ability to our children. Develop that ability to our children. One day I was somehow angry with my parents for letting me out at that age, but with age, and I came to realize they did the best for me. It was the best decision. Drug alcohol abuse, yes, it is triggered by home issues. Most of the time, it is a mild thing. The society in which we are in, at home and outside that home compound. At home, that is another topic that by itself that we are going to talk about. It is a topic by itself that we are going to talk about social aspect in our homes, how to develop the social aspect in our children, and also minding about our children. 100%, yes. And also, how are we minding how are we minding our children? Because remember that, yes, we are taking care of all these changes of human development. We are taking care of but when we get to from teen, when that child is from 13 and above, this child feels that he or she is independent, but we should work closely. The parents should not think that this child's brain is mature enough. No. Let's work close to these children, because this child, when he goes out, he's meeting another mind that wasn't developed, or is already developed and independent. And so peer pressure affects our children. So how are we going to monitor our children? How are we going to develop this social, to keep on helping the children develop this these abilities, all of them. Well, physical ability, yes, because because now the child is able to know what to eat and not what to eat, and also whether providing it. But these cognitive ability and the social ability, they are very important. But mostly on my side, I am tackling the cognitive ability. Derito, what kind of materials have you provided? What kind of resources have you provided to your son so that he can be able to develop the intellectual ability in his life? So Imani, one day was saying, Derek Imani, our parents wanted good for us. Majority of them didn't know what to do with us once we grew up. Parents born in the 50s and 60s, even 40s, also have growing up in, yes, one day they have these problems. And this is the problem. This is because of these three factors. These factors. Now we remove the physical factor. We remove the physical factor. We come to the emotional factor. We come to and maybe Jerry, you can handle emotional factor. We come to the cognitive factor. We come to the social factor. These three factors are very, very, very important. And we should still continue with them. Our parents didn't know. Our parents didn't know how to handle these three factors. But they know very well how to handle the physical factor. Although with those, that one also enter in the social. There's also another problem. This one also cover. There are those children with disabilities. Our parents didn't know how to handle our physical disabilities. Even some today don't know. So guys, this issue, these factors are very important. These factors are very, very, very important. Developing these three factors, these three aspects in our children. Even when we are developing them, we are going to know whether our child has any disability, guys. When we develop them closely, when we provide the resources to our children, we are going to detect very quickly the disability that a child can be having, be it cognitive, be it speaking ability, be it manipulating or motor skills, be it language skills, be it movement skill, all these. If we provide our children, maybe you would, why is my child not able to get or to move very fast? Because he might be having some problem with the leg. Why is my child not able to break this toy? Why is my child not breaking the toy? Maybe you have restricted your child. No, let the child break that toy. The other time that I was with my niece, I felt so good. He was bought a bicycle. And you know how difficult it is in Kenya to buy a bicycle for a child. So he was bought a bicycle, and that bicycle did not last a lot because thank you so much, Adorable. It did not last because the tire went off with the air busted, and he was trying to mend it. Some of the what do we call them? These wires, some of them broke, and he was trying to mend them. And I said, "Very good, you are doing very good. Mend it until it becomes normal." But I was really laughing. I was very happy because this child is able to make decisions, solve problems, to reason. Also, this child is able to discover things. I was saying one day, those ears were hard ears, colonial high points. East Africa, East against Western, civil rights movements, world injustice, the rebel became high piece of fantasy. Parents of those years were just trying. Yes, they did not. I didn't like it because in those years, remember that they were working for the. They were just working to get money, not to get food, not to educate. During those times, guys, the parents were working to educate, not to educate, but to get food, to clothe their children. And even they didn't know that they didn't know what they should do with their parents, with their children. They were just taking them to school. By the way, these days, for those parents who are really caring, they even follow their children. They know what kind of syllabus or curriculum their children, what they are learning. What are they learning today? Because they know they take part, they have a part to play in the curriculum of their children. But in the olden days, it is only clothing the children and feeding them, nothing more. And even for those parents who are taking their children, it is for them to get knowledge, nothing else. Usisome kila kitu. Usisome especially for it. Yes. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. Yes. So that is how our parents were. So my goodness, my dear friend, my point is on this, on the cognitive aspect. Developing the cognitive aspect of a child and enriching the cognitive factor of our children, developing the intellectual factor in our children. Guys, I think I have given you a lot. I'm not going to continue. Tomorrow we are going to continue with the next stage of with the next milestone. If you have liked the topic, please give a like, leave a comment, and tell me what else you would like to know about this thing. Guys, please tell me, put a comment, leave a comment and tell me here how you have found our topic today, and the area that we should put more emphasis, so that we can be able to help one another, and as parents, so we can be able to help our children, and by helping them develop in knowledge, develop in this intellectual or cognitive aspect, or laying the foundation. Because now tomorrow we are going to talk about the second stage, the second milestone. That's very true. It was very hard for them right after slavery. Yes, tomorrow we are going to talk about the second stage of the second milestone. Which is the second stage of development. In how are we going now, when the child is from 2 years and above, 2 years after? No, I'm not going to tell you after where. Which is that second stage. So guys, thank you so much for your support. We have 5 million people. One day 99. We have 5 million people in the house. I really appreciate you guys for the interaction, for the support you have given me, for the contribution you have given, so that we can be able to make our society better. Because by helping our children, by developing this skill, by the way, to end by a point, I remember one day I was traveling home. At the airport, I found a Sudanese prominent person. We started talking about the country, and he told me, what we need now is education. What we need in this country is education, because by educating our youth, educating our children, we are going to make our society better. So guys, by educating our children, by developing this skill by developing this factor, by laying a good foundation for our children, we are going to make our society better. So, what do you think about that? Give me a comment. Give me a comment. Give me a comment. Give me a comment on that, guys. So, wow, world is still a third world war going on in Sudan right now. No one is talking about. Yeah, now I am saying it now. What do you think about that? What do you think about making our society better by developing this factor? The factor is cognitive factor, intellectual factor of our children. That is developing the intellectual factor in our children. Developing our cognitive factor. Wow. So thank you so much, guys, for the support. Thank you so much, Wanden. Thank you so much, Doambre. Thank you, Jerry. That is Anne. Thank you so much, Jerry Kimani, for your support. Thank you so much, Ife Bro, for your support. Thank you so much, each and every one of you who is here and has contributed in this topic. My stage my stage by stage or stage to stage milestone that has helped me in cognitive development. So guys, tomorrow, and we are talking about Alice. Thanks for thinking about children. Yes, this is thank you so much, one day. I really love children, by the way, one day. I really love children. And that is why I'm saying, without helping them develop this skill, we cannot be able to make our society better. There was a reason for the world to be described as paradise at the beginning of most books, even in Genesis. Underliness, orderliness, and well-kept cycle is very crucial for humanity. Yes. I feel you have concluded my topic today. So that foundation, from 0 to 2 years, our children learn through senses. So if we don't develop these senses, we are not going to help our children. We are not going to help our children to develop cognitively. They are not going to reason. They are not going to make decisions. They are not going to solve problems. They are not going to learn problem-solving skills. They are not going to communicate nicely, because the language and the communication goes together. Our children should be having vocabularies that will help them to start their school life. So guys, if you are in the world of children, if you are if you are an instrument that can help a child grow, please guys, play that role. Cognitive development. Myself, I am insisting on cognitive development on our children. So guys, let's continue assisting our children. We didn't know, we didn't have somebody to tell us this thing. Maybe some of us didn't have somebody to tell us this thing. So guys, it is important to know that we should play a very, very important role in that. Those children who don't have time to be with those parents who don't have time to pray with their children, know that you are weakening the cognitive knowledge of your children. You are weakening Even when you find that your child asks you to buy her a toy, buy it. Buy it. It is not a waste of time. It is not a waste of money. It is building, building, building the cognitive aspect, building the cognitive skill, building the cognitive ability, and even enriching that cognitive ability to your child. Let the child interact with the world, with the world that you have provided for him or her. And that way you will help your child so much. So guys, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you so much for your patience. Guys, this is tremendous. This is tremendous. You have really supported me. You have helped me develop or share with you this topic, which was my longing. It was my longing to share with you through Alex. Yes, thank you so much, Derito, to share with you so that we can be able to shape a little bit our society. We can be able to shape a little bit our society. So that we can be able to start to shape a little bit or make better our society. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Now I am going to take you to to put you in a flight. I'm going to put you in a flight, and I'm going to check in which the flight that where you're going to land. Let me check where you can land, whether there is an open airport for us to land in. Let me check whether there is an open airport where we can land in. Let me see whether there is an open airport where a very much needed conversation. Thank you so much, Alice. You are doing great work. Focus on children and more years to your life. Thank you so much, Pandem. You are an angel. You are an angel. Thank you so much, Jerry. And Jerry, my goodness. Thank you so much, Jerry, Anne, for your encouragement and your support. Thank you so much, Jerry. Wallet, not you. I don't know, but you have really helped me a lot. You have really helped me a lot. Guys, Jerry, tell me, where do we go? Jerry, is Mima allowed? Because I can't see her here. Is Mima allowed? Because I can't see her. Tell me whether Mima is there. Guys, may I know where we can go? Where do you want to go, guys? Tell me where we can go, guys. Yes, thank you, thank you. So I was talking to myself. Yes, it it is a core. Our society, our tomorrow's society depends on us, and it depends on what we are going to do to our what we are going to do to our children today. So, guys, can we go to maybe I don't have Makaya. Yes, so much should be done on positive development of the minds. What one that call themselves leaders of the world. Yes, guys, can we go? Maybe we can go and see. What do you think if we go to Jerry Kimani? Time moves so fast. At some point, we find we lived abroad more than Kenya. Yes, but it is good. It is good that we are learning from what no, from what these people are doing, and that is why even themselves are coming from there to our place. One day they are coming from there because they already have knowledge. They come there, very true people. Yes, guys, can we go and support Jojo if you don't mind? I visited you. Come, Rita, bro. One day, thank you so much. Thank you for visiting Ifeng. He's a very good man in Germany. He's doing drum work. He's really doing positive things, making us happy, making us happy, or making Kenya, not Kenya, making African voices sound there. Sure, hold. Let's go there. Yes. So let's visit Donjo because she's there enjoying herself. So guys, when you get there, please light Alice Walid with trophy, smiling trophy, because I look forward to getting trophies in life. Trophies that means success in life. If we succeed in shaping developing the cognitive abilities in our children, we get trophies as parents. So thank you so much, guys, for the support. Let's hope tomorrow at this time. Maybe I'll be doing it from 2. I don't know, because so that we can be able to share, to incorporate each and everyone. If you properly, yes, that is we so that we can be able to participate. Sure, you do a watch to collect. Yes, Alice worried. I was worried. We are going to Jojo. Let us show her also love as you have shown me, guys. And remember that the trophy is yours after the end of everything. The trophy is yours, not mine, but yours. You are the winner. You are the winner. So thank you so much, guys, for the support. Thank you so much for the contribution. I repeat myself. Thank you so much for everything. Remember that I love you, but God loves you most. Bye bye. You are wonderful.